Hi everyone, welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I am an intuitive Ascension-based astrologer, a tarot reader, a Reiki master, and an angelic healer. And it is my mission to serve you and help you by sharing my own personal experience and my own awakening journey, as well as the different skills and talents that I've picked up along the way. So I want to thank everybody first and foremost for being here and tuning into this video today. This is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. We're just going to be talking. We're going to be talking about self-love. This is a topic that's been coming up a lot for me lately. I've been doing a lot of healing around it, and I didn't even realize how much healing I was doing around it until today. It's a little bit insidious sometimes, this self-love stuff and the way it pops up. Like, it pops up everywhere, right? Because our love for ourselves is reflected to us in all of our experiences with the world. And so we talk about this a lot, right? We talk about this whole idea of, like, you can't love others until you learn how to love yourself. And, like, you get the love that you believe you deserve. But, like, those are just words. And what does that mean, right? And so I've been doing a little bit of soul searching. I've been doing a little bit of thinking around that, and much more than thinking, I've been doing a lot of feeling around that, right? Because, like, love is a feeling, right? Well, love is more than a feeling. Like, true love is what all that is, right? Love is the vibration from which everything was created. So to simplify it by saying it's a feeling or an experience or an emotion is really to take away from the totality of what love is, right? But, like, that's what we're here to learn in this spiritual experience, right? Is, like, how do we experience true love? What does true love look like? What does true love feel like? Like, love that is completely unconditional. Love that is everything that we talk about, right? Compassionate, tolerant, just all of that stuff, right? Like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? And so in order to experience that on the outside, we have to first learn how to experience that on the inside. We've had some interesting astrological alignments this week, right? And so we have Venus right now, Venus in Gemini, making a square to Neptune in Pisces. And it was really funny because this was one of those aspects where I didn't feel that I completely had a grip on the energy of it. And so I was asking Spirit about that. And it's just really funny the way Spirit answers, because I didn't even realize that I was getting my answer until it started dawning on me yesterday. And then today it really connected for me that I was getting my answer. But the answer was coming through the experience of that. And so what we've been experiencing, which I think is really kind of turning up the heat on this whole self-love journey, is this: we're getting this glimpse into, like, what are my ideals about love when it comes to friendships, when it comes to partnerships, right? When it comes to romance, any of that stuff. Like, what are my ideals around love? What kind of love am I seeking? What aspects, I always do this, all the time, the word that I'm looking for is escaping me, but, like, what is the experience of love that I wish to have? What do I believe that love could be? How do I believe that love could feel? And then we're being shown everywhere in our reality where that's not being reflected to us. And so then the key, right, is to take a step back from that and realize, if that's not being reflected to me in my outer reality, that's because that isn't existing in my inner reality. And so then we get to turn that around and be like, okay, so how do I show myself that same kind of love? How do I experience that within myself? And so I actually spent the last half hour probably before I decided to shoot this video, just staring at myself in the mirror. You know, like, I got myself all ready, and then I connected with my soul. Like, I stared into my own eyes and really allowed them to unlock and open up so that I could see the truth of who I was inside of my eyes. And I just allowed myself to get lost in that. And I just allowed myself to really fully love myself, to love every aspect of my physical body, right? To appreciate all of that. Like, it's okay to appreciate that. There's this sort of, here I go again, right? I don't know exactly what to call it. This like stigma almost, I think sometimes in the spiritual community, sometimes even, of this idea that like caring about what you look like is shallow, right? But that's absolutely not true. I mean, this is our physical vessel. This is the vessel that we chose to experience this lifetime in. Of course, we want it to look beautiful. We want to fall in love with the reflection that we see of ourselves, right? Because what's like true beauty is within, but that's reflected without, right? Like it's all one. We are all of it matters. And if we feel beautiful on the outside, it helps us to feel more beautiful on the inside. It helps us to connect more with that. It helps us, it just puts us into a place of more appreciation and joy. So there's absolutely one of the best things that you can do for yourself, in my opinion, is to take care of your physical body. You know, this comes down to diet and exercise and all of that, of course. Just doting on yourself, making yourself feel beautiful, however that works for you. So that's a little side piece or a little side rant there, but I did want to get that out because I think it's really important that we take, for people to know that there's nothing wrong with taking pride in your appearance and really adorning your physical vessel however you want so that it feels more like your own. Like whether that includes, I have a lot of tattoos. I enjoy tattoos. Or not, I don't consider them a lot. Some other people do. Anyone who has tattoos will tell you, like, we don't have nearly as many as we would like. But, I enjoy that. There's just different ways that I like to adorn my physical body and to care for my physical body that make me feel good about myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think, and this is true for men as well as women, whatever gender you are, however you identify, we can all be really hard on ourselves and really judgmental of our physical selves. We've been taught, and I think that this is part of why taking pride in your appearance can be stigmatized sometimes in the spiritual community, is because we've been taught for so long that what's on the outside is what matters. And if we make the outside look good, it doesn't matter what's going on the inside. And that's not true. Obviously, of course, that's not true, right? But it does have an effect. It's just like if your house is a complete fucking mess, you probably, or at least for me, and this happens a lot because I'm not the best housekeeper, it gets a little out of control, and then I clean it, and after I clean it and I'm in that clean space, I feel good, I feel fresher, I feel less chaotic, right? And so it's the same thing with our physical appearance. I feel, personally, for me, less chaotic when I'm able to care for that as well. So self-care can go on so many different levels. And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, this is probably going to happen a lot during this video, guys. So I was going with, and now I just lost it again. That's okay, because I can appreciate that and I can laugh at that, and I don't feel like I need to start this video over again because I didn't get it perfectly and I didn't get it right. This message is going to resonate with exactly who it needs to resonate with right now. But that was the point, is so we've been taught that our physical appearance is what matters, and to judge ourselves on that and to judge other people on that. And as a result of that and that seeking and that need for perfection, a lot of us, regardless of our gender, are very hard on ourselves and very critical of ourselves physically. So just the simple act of showing love to every aspect of your body is a beautiful thing, like validating it and being like, okay, like, you're 34 years old, Cassia. You have a body that is 34 years old, and it's absolutely beautiful and it's absolutely perfect, and just loving every part of that. And then going further, right, and going inside and loving each of my organs and thanking them for the job that they do, because they work really, really hard. And then I went and I just had a conversation with myself. I just talked to myself. I told myself how proud I was of me, right? Like, we've accomplished so much. We try so hard. We always get back up every time we fall down. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up, right? Like, that, all of that stuff, all of the good qualities about myself that I see, all of the ways that I'm growing and I'm learning, and just every aspect of that, and just everything that there was to love about myself, and being really gentle with myself for the areas where I'm falling short, and just telling myself, like, the more we have these conversations and the more we get into this flow, the more this is going to be reflected. Like, I know that I'm worthy of love today. And I believe that more every single day, right? But it's a journey, it's a process. And so that is reflected outwardly, right? And the kind of love that I wish to receive, if that's not being reflected in my outward reality, it's just because I need to spend a little more time loving me. I read this thing once, it was really beautiful. It talked about this whole idea of like when you first meet someone and you first start falling in love with them, or you're like crushing on them really hard, right? It's like everything that they do seems so adorable. All of their little quirks, all of the things that they probably judge themselves on so harshly just seems so adorable and cute, and we just love all of that because it's part of who they are. So turning that kind of affection back on ourselves, and that really resonated with me. Like, that's what falling in love with ourselves looks like, is loving every single quirk, every single flaw on every single level, and just really sinking into that and getting into the habit of doing that. And so I wanted to share this with people because I thought it might be helpful, I think, not just with the placements we have going on, but just in general, right? Because self-love is such a huge thing. It's such a huge lesson that we're here to learn, right? And I know that there are a lot of people in the spiritual community, in the community that watch these videos, who identify as twin flames also. And so if you identify as a twin flame, that journey, self-love is so crucial and so critical for that journey, right? For every single spiritual journey that we're on. But definitely for those of you who identify with that, I want to share this message for you too, because that is so critical. Like, if you don't love yourself, you can't love another. You definitely cannot love your twin flame, right? Your twin soul, because they are an aspect of you. So as long as you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to love them. As long as you're running from yourself, you're always going to be running from them, and they're always going to be running from you, because they're just a mirror reflecting to you the level of self-love that you have, the level of love that you have for yourself. And so that's a really great barometer. And regardless of whether you identify with that template or that concept, it's the same thing with any relationship that we have, right? Like, they're mirroring back to us the level of love that we have for ourselves. So instead of getting mad at ourselves for that, if we're not receiving the amount of love that we know that we're worthy of, and that we're just starting to realize right now that we desire, like, I think that's a big thing right now. Astrologically, with everything that's going on, like, a lot of us are realizing the level of love that we desire. And we're beginning to step into our worth. Like, I'm seeing it happen, not just in my own life, right? But I'm seeing it happen in the lives of so many people. And it's so beautiful and so exciting to see right now, where they're stepping back and being like, wait a minute. I value myself more than this. Whatever this situation is, whether it's their romantic relationship, whether it's friendships, their job, whatever it is, I value myself more than this. I am worthy of more than this, and I'm ready to seek something that matches, someone that matches my worth, right? And that is so, so beautiful and so empowering. And it's like taking that time when we realize that that's going on, and really going internally with it, and not judging ourselves because, oh, like, this is what's being reflected to me. So shit, that means that I don't love myself as much as I thought I did. So instead of beating up ourselves about that, just love yourself harder. Right? Just feed yourself all of that love, all of that love. I know so many of you are such beautiful, loving souls. So all of that love that you pour into others, just turn around and pour that into yourself and see what happens. That's what I'm working on right now. That's what I'm doing. And I got to tell you guys, like, it feels really, really good. If you guys want assistance with this, I highly recommend the Belvaspata. That's the angelic healing that I do. It's similar to Reiki, but it works with angelic energies and specific rays of light and emotion. And it is so powerful. Like, my heart chakra and my ability and capacity to love myself as well as others it's increased phenomenally. Like, I couldn't put a number on it if I tried, since I was initiated into Belvaspata, since I really received my first Belvaspata session. Like, it is so powerful, but it's an ever unfolding process, right? But it can really, really help and be of assistance in that. It connects us back to our own divinity. It opens up that heart portal, and it connects us to that self-love, right? It connects us to the truth of love, which is not judging, not condemning. It is none of those things. Like, love just is. It is everything. It is what we are. It makes up every single cell of our bodies, right? And so love vibrates at all of these different frequencies. So we have these distorted frequencies of love, and then we have the true frequency of love, right? Like the purest, I guess you would say, frequency of love, from which we all came, from which everything emanates from, right? And so that's where we're trying to get back to. And so our bodies vibrate at whatever energetic frequency it is that matches our thoughts, that matches our words, that matches our emotions. And so when we can move into that heart space of embodying more of that pure vibration of love, right? That original vibration of love that we all came from. I mean, it improves everything. It improves our health. It improves our outer reality, because that's now being reflected towards us. It's just such a beautiful and powerful thing. So I would absolutely love to assist any and every one of you with finding that within yourself, through Belvaspata, through some of these energy sessions, through any of the other modalities that I offer. I can do your personal ascension chart. That can help. I can do personal readings for you. But the Belvaspata really, really helps so much. So I encourage all of you to check out the link below, email me, book a session today. It can be really helpful. And if you're not wanting to do that right now, then try the mirror exercise. Try telling yourself every day that you love yourself. Try pampering yourself. Try spending more time with yourself and just really sinking into that process of falling in love with yourself. Take yourself out on dates. Do all the stuff for yourself that you wish other people did, and then watch as you manifest into your reality those things and those people, right? But that's not the goal. The goal is the love within the self. And when we have the love within the self, none of that other stuff matters anyway, but it's really nice and really fun when it does come back to us, right? But it's just all about this journey. I am so grateful to be on this journey. I'm grateful to be on it with every single one of you. And I hope that you guys, found this video helpful. Comment if this resonates. Comment. Tell us the different ways that you love yourself. Tell us your methods for falling in love with yourself. What those are, how those have worked for you. I really want to hear from you guys and know what your experiences have been. And yeah, I mean, we have just the general. If you want to donate to my channel, there's a link for that. I have all the different stuff that I say, but honestly, like, none of that matters. None of that matters. Like, the whole point of this video is, like, if I touched one person and helped you to love yourself, or think about loving yourself a little more, or think about what that would feel like or what that would be like, then that's absolutely beautiful. And that was the entire intention behind recording this today. Write out a list of all of the qualities that you want in another, and then find those qualities in yourself. Develop those qualities in yourself. Think about the things that you would want somebody else to do for you, right? Like, how would you want them to treat you? What would you want them to say to you? Where would you want them to take you? And then treat yourself that way. Say those things to yourself. Take yourself to those places, right? Like, really, really, I challenge each and every one of you to spend some time falling in love with yourself and getting to know yourself, and just really pampering yourself and loving on yourselves. And I really look forward to hearing about all the different ways that you guys attempt this. I love you all so very much. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are love, right? You are absolutely everything. I'll talk to you guys later.